Overnight, the number of coronavirus cases worldwide now topping 60,000, a record 254 deaths reported in just one day. And fears growing on that quarantine cruise ship. The American husband hit with back-to-back fevers now heading to the hospital. And a new warning from the CDC about cases back here at home.
Arctic blast. Heavy snow and rain slamming the Midwest to Northeast. This school bus flipping on its side. Now the coldest air of the season moving in. 30 states bracing for a deep freeze. Ginger tracking the latest.
Battle lines. Joe Biden's new ad to reignite his campaign as a surging Michael Bloomberg hits Instagram. How he's targeting millennials.
Also this morning, the new update on this NHL player's condition after he collapses mid-game, suffering a cardiac episode.
New twist. Why prosecutors are now dropping some of the charges against Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes.
Spring break warning. The terrifying close call caught on camera. A 2-year-old drowning in a hotel pool surrounded by people. The 9-year-old hero who spotted him and got help just in time.
The claws now coming out after this moment at the Oscars. The fury over their jokes about the box office catastrophe.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. That was a catastrophe. That's right. But we want to thank you guys for joining us on this Thursday morning. It's almost a holiday weekend, and it's going to be a cold one. Bad weather is moving in, and take a live look at the airport there in Atlanta, Georgia, where there's a ground stop right now.
Ginger's going to have more on that coming up. First, the latest on the coronavirus emergency. Overnight, a new case was confirmed in the U.S., bringing the total here to 14. More than 15,000 new cases in China, and worldwide, the number of cases now tops 60,000.
And this as the situation grows more desperate on that quarantine cruise ship in Japan. More Americans coming down with the virus on board. Maggie Rulli is there where that ship is docked. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Robin. Yeah, right now, as of today, there are more than 200 people with the virus on board this cruise ship. And in just the last few hours, we've learned that 2 more people here in Japan have tested positive for COVID-19, including a taxi driver.
Overnight, a surge in new cases of the potentially deadly COVID-19. China reporting nearly 15,000 more patients have been diagnosed, bringing the total to more than 60,000. The death toll now reaching 1,369. The new numbers coming after China started using a new way to check for the virus. Meanwhile, the world's still watching that Diamond Princess cruise ship that's been docked in Japan now for more than a week. Yesterday, health officials announced 44 more cases of the new coronavirus on the ship, bringing the total number infected to more than 200. The emotional strain also seems to be spreading.
Every day is just waiting to hear more bad news. That's ultimately what it feels like, that you're just waiting on the ship of doom.
Melanie and John Herring have been taking their own temperatures, but John now has had 2 days of back-to-back fevers.
We're just trying to keep his fever down. He gets it down for a while and then it goes back up.
John has now been sent to a local hospital where he's staying in isolation, but he still has not yet been tested for the virus, and they don't know why.
I would rather be back on the cruise ship.
Today, perhaps a little relief for some on board. Officials announcing that starting Friday, Japan will allow high-risk passengers off the boat to continue their quarantine at a facility on land. Across much of Asia, protective gear is nearly impossible to find. In Hong Kong, someone's smashing this car's window to get to the face masks inside. Amid the confusion and mounting fear, there are a growing number of reports around the world of Asians being shunned or targeted due to fear of the new coronavirus.
If another person coughs, people don't pay attention to it. But if an Asian person coughs, people move away, people shun you.
Jung says his friend was recently threatened on a public bus.
They said, if you sneeze at me, I'll kill you. They said this to someone on the bus.
This college student says she was also targeted. She says when she sat down at a communal study table already occupied by 5 other students, she sensed something was wrong.
They started whispering, started looking at me, and within like 3 to 5 minutes, they quickly gathered their stuff and left.
The CDC is now saying that the spread of this virus from person to person is now likely to happen in the U.S. or elsewhere. And guys, this is a major concern for doctors back in America. Michael?
Major indeed. Thank you so much, Maggie. And now to that dangerous storm that's sweeping the country, bringing blizzard conditions, flooding, and a threat of damaging winds from the plains to the East Coast. Alex Perez starts us off in Chicago, where temperatures are plunging. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, Michael. This storm has made getting around in some areas nearly impossible. Those plummeting temperatures making the morning commute here a big, icy mess. Brutal blizzard-like conditions taking aim at parts of the Midwest. In Kansas,
it was snowing very heavy. The roads were pretty slushy at the time.
This school bus out on a field trip lost control and then flipping on its side as 17 fifth graders on board. Miraculously, only minor injuries there. In North Dakota, treacherous, blinding driving conditions. Snow cascading across the roads in South Dakota, resembling a frozen tundra. In Minnesota, warning signs flashed, but the conditions there making it difficult to make the signs out. This tractor trailer pulling over to wait the winds out, while this Jeep got stuck in negative 43-degree temperatures. And down south in Alabama, overnight 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds, causing major damage to several structures. And the snow is tapering off, but we are not in the clear just yet. Some areas now bracing for some of the coldest temperatures of the season. Michael?
All right, you said it, Alex. They're the bitter cold blast, and it's moving in behind that storm. Ginger is tracking all of that this morning. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning, Michael. It is official. Minneapolis just dropped to 10 below. That's their coldest of the season, and that air is headed right here. We've got the drizzle and the warm side of the storm for now. Boston, which started as snow, is now changing over to rain. That is going to make for a sloppy commute in Boston. Look at Atlanta, North Georgia, with that severe thunderstorm warning. Not just the lightning that caused that earlier ground stop, but that's going to blow through with really heavy rain totals. 1 to 3 inches could fall with that, and there are the numbers, guys. We're talking wind chills in the 30 to 40 below range in parts of the northern plains. Here on the northeast, we could challenge our coldest of the season. We'll drop into the teens easily, with wind chills closer to 0 for a lot of folks throughout the northeast this weekend. Guys?
Bundle up. Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. We're going to go to the White House now, where President Trump is adding fuel to the firestorm over the Roger Stone case, attacking the judge, congratulating Attorney General Barr for moving to lighten the sentencing recommendation for the president's longtime friend. Congressional Democrats are calling for an investigation. Our senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega tracking the story. Good morning, Cecilia.
George, good morning to you. President Trump is not backing down from this one. He insists there was no political interference on his part over a Justice Department that is supposed to be independent. Even as he faces allegations of political interference, President Trump this morning is standing firm, praising the Justice Department for recommending a reduced prison sentence for his longtime confidant, Roger Stone.
We have killers, we have murderers all over the place, nothing happens. And then they put a man in jail and destroy his life, his family, his wife, his children. 9 years in jail. It's a disgrace.
The president even tweeting his congratulations to Attorney General Bill Barr for, quote, taking charge of a case that was totally out of control. Outraged Democrats now planning to grill Barr at an upcoming hearing on Capitol Hill, saying the ordeal raises grave questions about his leadership. It's part of a growing fallout after the Justice Department overruled its own prosecutors, who recommended a 7 to 9 year prison sentence for Stone. Justice officials recommending a lesser sentence, a move that came after President Trump publicly criticized the original recommendation as horrible and very unfair, 4 prosecutors stepping down from the case in protest. But now President Trump insisting he did not speak to Barr about Stone's sentencing.
I didn't speak to him, by the way, just so you understand. They saw the horribleness of a 9-year sentence for doing nothing.
But actually, it was based on Stone's conviction of witness tampering, lying to Congress, and obstructing Congress's Russia investigation. Even the president's most ardent allies in Congress expressing concern.
I don't think the president should have tweeted about an ongoing case.
I think this is a situation where the tweet was very problematic.
But President Trump, undeterred, asked if he's considering a pardon for his longtime friend.
I don't want to say that yet.
Well, as for the judge on Stone's case, the president is now attacking her on Twitter. Take a look. He said, quote, "Is this the judge that put Paul Manafort in solitary confinement, something that not even mobster Al Capone had to endure?" Well, her name is Judge Amy Berman Jackson. She did oversee Manafort's sentencing as well as a number of other cases involving Trump associates in the Russia investigation. But, George, as a judge, she did not have anything to do with Manafort's confinement. And you know this is not the first time the president has gone after a judge that he's not happy with.
No, it's certainly certainly isn't. Meantime, Cecilia, remarkable broadside overnight from the president's former chief of staff, John Kelly, taking on the president on just about every issue.
The topics just go one after the next after the next. On illegal immigration, Kelly said that migrants are overwhelmingly good people and not all of them are rapists. He said on North Korea, the president's attempts to negotiate with Kim Jong-un are futile because he's never going to give up his nuclear weapons. And he adamantly defends Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, of course, the national security advisor, who was just booted from the White House, reassigned in the wake of his testimony on impeachment against President Trump. Kelly says that the president's call to investigate Biden, George, listen to this, was, quote, tantamount to an illegal order. This is really something coming from the former chief of staff.
Yeah, and he also talked about things that he says he could have stopped had he been there. Okay, Cecilia, thanks very much. Robin?
Okay, George, now the state of the race for the White House. The final tally is in from New Hampshire, showing record turnout in that state. Bernie Sanders, the winner, edging out Pete Buttigieg, and Amy Klobuchar coming in a strong third, with Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden far behind. Whit Johnson is back. He's here with what happens next. Good morning, Whit.
Robin, good morning to you. With New Hampshire and Iowa in the rear view, the 2020 race remains unsettled. A few candidates trying to build on momentum and some big names searching for a lifeline.
All right, Joe!
This morning, former Vice President Joe Biden looking for a fresh start.
Nobody told me the road would be easy.
His campaign releasing this new ad following his disappointing fifth-place finish. Biden now banking on much better results in Nevada and South Carolina among Black and Latino Democrats. Bernie Sanders riding a wave of momentum after his narrow win in New Hampshire amid record turnout. But a majority of the state's votes going to moderate candidates, split between Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar. The still crowded field perhaps leaving the door open for billionaire Michael Bloomberg.
I'm a New Yorker, but I'm not afraid of Trump, and Trump is afraid of me.
The former New York City mayor spending hundreds of millions of his own dollars building support in Super Tuesday states, and even dropping sponsored memes like this one, branding himself as the cool candidate. Tongue-in-cheek marketing targeting younger, social media savvy voters.
How concerned are you about facing him and that money machine?
Look, it's not that I am worried. I'm not worried. We're going to win because we have millions of people who are knocking on doors. They're doing people-to-people contact. That's called grassroots democracy. And grassroots democracy, in my view, will always defeat billionaires trying to win elections.
Meanwhile, Senator Elizabeth Warren's team is pulling more than $1 million of TV ads in Nevada and South Carolina, instead moving money and resources to later Super Tuesday states where they believe she could earn top finishes. Her campaign manager saying, if you don't fight, you can't win, guys.
Yeah, that's true. All right, thank you so much, Whit. We're going to turn now to new development involving disgraced Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes. A judge dismissing some of the charges against her, but she's not off the hook. She still faces trial for fraud. Rebecca Jarvis has been following this from the start, and she joins us now with more. Good morning, Rebecca.
Yeah, good morning to you, Michael. Elizabeth Holmes, once the youngest female self-made billionaire before her blood testing startup Theranos went bust, is set to face criminal charges at trial this August. But a federal judge has just ruled that the government needs to narrow its fraud case against her.
This morning, a victory for Elizabeth Holmes, seen here walking into a California district court earlier this week. A federal judge overseeing the criminal trial ruling that the government must limit some of its case against the disgraced Theranos founder and former CEO, and can no longer argue doctors and insured patients were defrauded by Holmes and her former boyfriend and Theranos COO, Sunny Balwani. Holmes, now 36 years old, famously dropped out of Stanford at just 19 to start Theranos. Once a rising star in Silicon Valley compared to luminaries like Steve Jobs, she claimed her technology could run hundreds of tests from just a drop or two of blood.
We are the only lab company that is actually really focused on leading with transparency.
Her Theranos Wellness Centers made it inside Walgreens, but it all came crashing down when it was discovered those blood tests weren't doing what she promised. Holmes seen here questioned under oath by the Securities and Exchange Commission in 2017. Suddenly, the woman who seemed to have all the answers now had none.
I don't know specifically. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly. I just don't know.
And legal experts tell me she and her team scored another big win by getting the judge to require the government to clearly identify the specific evidence against her that they will present at trial in August. If convicted, she faces up to decades in prison, and both she and co-defendant Sunny Balwani have pleaded not guilty to those charges, guys.
Wow. What a court fight that's going to be.
It is.
Okay, Rebecca, thank you. We're going to move on to some reassuring news after that frightening scene in an NHL game where a St. Louis Blues player suddenly collapsed. You see it right there after suffering a cardiac episode. He's recovering in the hospital now. Paula Ferris here with the details. Good morning, Paula.
Good morning, George. This happened Tuesday night. Jay Bouwmeester is doing well, but they're running more tests to try to figure out what took this player out, a player who's known for the way he conditions and the way he trains. This morning, new details about Jay Bouwmeester's condition after the 36-year-old professional hockey player collapsed during a game. Bouwmeester is still in the hospital undergoing tests, but teammates say he's been able to FaceTime with them.
We talked to Jay, and he's in good spirits, and when you see how he's doing, it certainly makes us feel a lot better. And
Bouwmeester had just finished his shift on the ice and was seated on the bench when suddenly you see him slowly crumble to the ground. His teammates act fast, frantically waving for help.
Happened so fast. I mean, felt like it was an eternity for us, but we just really reacted as fast as we could. It's not as easy to see anybody go through it, but let alone your close friend and teammate.
Players from both teams, the Blues and Anaheim Ducks, in shock, gathering on the ice, watching as physicians run to his aid. Bouwmeester was taken out on a stretcher and rushed to the hospital. His father, Dan, who was traveling with the St. Louis Blues for their annual dad's trip, right by his side. The defenseman, beloved and respected around the league, won an Olympic gold medal with Canada in 2014.
Jay is currently undergoing a battery of tests to determine the how and why of what happened last night, but things are looking very positive.
Now, the teams did not finish the game. It has been postponed, but his teammates are feeling incredibly lucky that it happened where it did and when it did. You guys, it happened during the game when medical access was at the ready, and you saw how quickly his teammates were to flag over some help, but he's doing well, and that is good news.
Want to make a full recovery.
Absolutely.
All right, Paula, thank you. Also this morning, a record-setting sale in California. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos reportedly dropping $165 million for this little home in Beverly Hills. It's the most ever for the LA area. The mansion, formerly owned by movie mogul David Geffen, is set on 9 acres. It has guest houses, a tennis court, 9-hole golf course, and it has a rich Hollywood history. The home is called the Warner Estate. Why? It's named after its first owner, Jack Warner of Warner Brothers.
Nice little home.
Yeah,
Not bad. And he bought a little, I think he spent $90 million on a little land nearby, too.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? We are following a lot of other stories, including a dangerous close call, how a 9-year-old hero helped save a child drowning in a crowded hotel pool. Got there just in time.
Glad that little boy's doing okay. And this cat fight, the backlash over what was supposed to be a joke at the Oscars, some finding not so funny. But first, let's go back to Ginger.
Yes, and we've got, I told you about that polar air just diving in. Well, it's not going to last long. Look at the mild air. By the end of the weekend, Chicago will go back to 44. And that's been the problem, or the great thing about this whole winter, is that we have seen those very brief cold snaps, but then most of it has been seriously mild. A lot of the bloom out happening 3 to 4 weeks early. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the wind chill forecast sponsored by Verizon.
No matter what business you're in, digital transformation never stops.
Verizon keeps business ready for what's next.
We weave security into their business,
virtualize their operations,
and can even build AI into their customer experiences.
We also keep them ready for the next big opportunity,
like 5G,
where machines could talk to each other and expertise could go anywhere.
When it comes to digital transformation,
Verizon keeps business ready.
Take the umbrella this morning and maybe budget a little extra time. Your chance of showers here this morning before 10 o'clock, and then maybe an isolated shower too before 2 p.m. But look at this. We get into the upper 50s today. Then that cold air will be moving in late this evening and during the overnight period. Tomorrow morning we'll be starting out in the 20s. The high Friday, just 37 degrees for Valentine's Day. Your wind chills in the 20s and another cold one too for Saturday. But we're right back up with those temperatures for the early part of next week, seeing temperatures in the 50s.
It was a nice serenade, Michael. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Benno,
I saw you move in and I wanted to welcome you to the neighbourhood with some homemade biscuits.
Oh, that's so nice.
And a little tip, Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Oh.
Cookies?